Joining us now, Tony Aarons. He's in London with Bloomberg. Tony, we saw Scotland, victory for Johnson. Now we see against Miller and Major, victory for Johnson. But is there a big so what here? Because it's been loss in Parliament?
So right now it is. Right now we have two courts that clearly said, we don't want to get involved in this. Parliament decides when it sits. We're staying out. The courts took a bit of a bashing last time around when they ruled in favor of Gina Miller in the previous case that the Parliament had to have a say on Article 50. It's the opposite here. Courts don't want to get involved. The interesting thing, Tom, is that the Supreme Court is going to hear the appeal. It's going directly to the Supreme Court on September 17th. That's about a week after the prorogation of Parliament, the suspension of Parliament set to start. So it looks like there'll be some downtime from Parliament no matter what happens in the court.
Well, there'll be some downtime for Parliament. We've got to get that in the critical hours of this Friday into the weekend of debate in London and across the United Kingdom, and then very few critical days next week. Let's start with today. What's the Tony Aarons date calendar for today and forward?
Well, right now, in the courts, we have the appeal in the Scottish case. That's going on. There can be a ruling there. On Monday, there's the Belfast case, which right now has not ruled, so they could rule differently, but likely they'll probably say the same. The Supreme Court's going to have to make the final ruling on this. And then there's still going to be all the political manifestations. They're going to vote on a new election on Monday. If there's a new election, the legal stuff goes out the window and Parliament goes on.
Tony, overall, if you look at the legal challenges, I mean, I know there are a number of other legal challenges, but actually, is it all about politics, or can they really make a difference?
Well, on the legal challenges, all the legal challenges could do is allow Parliament to sit 4 to 6 more days during that 5-week period. Really, this is a political issue that the politicians at some point have to get a hold of.